You don't need a facelift. And you certainly don't need to spend thousands at a spa. Sometimes to look more radiant, all you need is the right blouse. Not a trendy blouse. Not one that's loud or overly styled. But one that stands with you, that honors your lived-in beauty, respects the body you have today, and is smart enough not to let you disappear inside your own clothes. After 60, fashion becomes different. The tops you once loved now cling in all the wrong places. Pieces that used to make you feel beautiful suddenly make you feel like a stranger to your own reflection. You walk into stores and see clothes that feel either too loud or too plain. You try on things from your own closet and sigh, "Do I really have to become someone else just to look good?" The answer is no. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You just need pieces that respect the stage you're in and reflect the light that's already within you. Because the right blouse doesn't just make you look better, it brings you back to you. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 6 blouses, seemingly simple, but each one has the power to completely shift how you look, how you feel, and how the world sees you. No trends, no luxury labels, just the right choices for the right season of your life. Because after 60, a blouse isn't just clothes anymore. It's how you enter a room. It's the introduction, before you ever speak a word. And if you're ready to truly be seen, not just looked at, let's begin here. 1. The silky or satin button up. Have you ever considered that a blouse could change the way you see yourself? Not a tight blouse, not a designer one, just a soft, airy satin shirt, light as breath, yet powerful enough to bring back the glow you thought had faded from your face. To most people, a satin or silky blouse is just a top. But for a woman over 60, it's the most elegant fabric highlighter ever made. This fabric catches light in a way that's subtle, never shiny or showy. It gently reflects off your cheeks, your collarbone, the slope of your shoulders. And what it gives back is a version of you that looks softer, brighter, more at ease. No need for concealer, no need for a facelift. Just stand in front of a mirror wearing the right satin blouse and let the light know exactly where to land. So why are many women hesitant about satin? Maybe they think it's expensive, or only for parties. But the truth is, today's satin is often made from affordable, easy-care fabrics like polyester or viscose. No dry cleaning, no big budget, and still soft, fluid, and most importantly, nothing like the cheap, glossy fabrics that scream for attention. But here's the secret. It's the color that makes or breaks the look. Stay away from dark, heavy shades. They absorb light and weigh you down. Instead, wrap yourself in tones like ivory, blush, bronze, or powder blue. Colors that whisper, not shout. And sometimes, that quiet presence is what makes people truly see you. Cut matters too. Look for a relaxed silhouette, not clingy, not oversized. Just enough drape to let the fabric fall naturally, but still outline your shape. Sleeves can be full or 3/4, but they should move freely. A structured collar adds elegance, even if you're pairing it with a simple pair of jeans. Picture this. It's one of those mornings where nothing in your closet feels right. You slip on that satin blouse you picked up at an outlet for under $20. You add a single pearl necklace, small earrings, and just like that, you're ready. For a coffee, a casual meeting, or even an unexpected date with yourself at your favorite bookshop. People won't stare because you look younger. They'll pause because you're present. Satin doesn't try to impress. It invites. It tells the world you belong to something more refined. A kind of beauty that doesn't beg for attention. A kind that doesn't need to be explained. Maybe that's the real magic of a satin blouse. It doesn't try too hard. But it gently reminds everyone, including you, that your light is still there. Not glittery, not loud, but warm, soft, and deeply worth seeing. And maybe, just maybe, this one simple blouse is the first thing you've worn in years that makes you feel like yourself again, after a long time of wearing things that were just appropriate, because sometimes it glows again. You don't need more light. You just need the kind of fabric that knows how to hold on to it. 2. The soft linen V-neck tunic. There are days when you don't want to look put together. You don't want to feel restricted by buttons, darts, or seams. You just want to breathe. But you still want to look like you've got grace. That's the kind of day made for a soft linen V-neck tunic, a piece that seems simple on the surface, but is, in truth, a quiet symbol of a very specific kind of elegance. Linen doesn't shine. It doesn't squeeze. It doesn't try too hard. But if you look closely, you'll see it's the fabric of experience. Honest, gentle, and never in a rush to prove anything. It's like a breeze. It touches your skin but never clings. It glides over your shoulders, arms, and collarbone, almost whispering, "You can let go." I'm here to hold, not to bind. And the V-neck tunic? It's the perfect frame for a part of your body that often gets forgotten after 60, your neckline and collarbones. The subtle dip of the V elongates your neck, softens the face, and draws the eye upward, not toward the chest or stomach. It's a quiet shift in focus that changes everything without anyone noticing why. The tunic cut doesn't hug, it doesn't hide, and it doesn't accuse. It releases in every sense of the word. It releases pressure. It releases expectation. And because of that, it invites you to show up with ease, presence, and dignity. Have you ever worn something that didn't pull you anywhere? Not toward someone else's gaze. Not toward your waistline. Not toward a trend cycling on social media? That's what a linen tunic feels like. Not lazy, but intentional comfort. What color should you choose? Don't chase fashion colors. Look for tones that make you feel peaceful. Try olive mist, white sand, soft stone, or dusty rose, colors inspired by nature, not loud but deeply memorable. Yes, 100% linen can wrinkle and cost more, but you don't have to chase purity. There are blends, linen mixed with rayon or viscose, that are softer, less fussy, and easier on your wallet. More importantly, they still let your skin breathe without crumpling the moment you sit down. If you've ever felt suffocated in high-necked, tight-sleeved, form-fitting blouses, this is the answer. You don't need to change your shape. You just need to change the space you allow yourself to breathe in. This tunic doesn't sculpt your figure. It holds space for you to exist fully. And sometimes that alone is what makes people unable to look away. But if linen gives you breath, the next blouse does the opposite. It wraps you, defines you, and reminds you of something powerful. Your waist still belongs to you. 3. The feminine wrap blouse. You don't need to squeeze into shapewear to feel like you have a waist. And you definitely don't need to shrink yourself into tight tops just to look neat. What you need is a wrap blouse. And more than a garment, this is about fitting back into yourself, literally and emotionally. A wrap blouse doesn't shout, "Look at me!" It simply whispers where to look and lets you go where you need forgiveness. The wrap design, long used in fashion to draw focus to the centerline of the body, takes on a whole new meaning after 60. It's no longer just a flattering cut. It becomes a gentle form of respect for the changes your body has journeyed through. You don't need an hourglass shape. You just need a place where softness meets certainty, and that's exactly where the wrap blouse leads the eye. The fabric crosses over the torso, creating a subtle visual illusion, a more defined middle, a hint of curves, not forced, not exaggerated, but just enough to remind you you're still feminine, still graceful, still allowed to be magnetic, in a grown, grounded, quietly powerful way. More than anything, the wrap blouse isn't confined. It embraces, and it does so on your terms. Look for wrap styles with side ties or hidden clasps. You'll experience something surprisingly rare. For the first time in years, you get to decide how something fits. Not by a number, not by a chart, but by feel, by breath, by whether you had toast or eggs that morning. And that freedom, that ability to adjust, to choose, to listen to your own body, is what makes you reach for it again and again. As for colors, skip the brights. Choose tones with depth. Think emerald, plum, teal, mocha. Not flashy, but when sunlight or golden lamps catch them, they glow from within. Just like you, pair it with straight-leg pants, a midi skirt, or even a crisp pair of white jeans. Add a dainty necklace or pearl studs. And that's it. No extra layers needed. The blouse is the finishing touch. Soft, understated, complete. And maybe that's why so many women fall away from fashion after a certain age. because they feel like nothing fits who they are anymore. But a wrap blouse doesn't try to answer that question. It simply reminds you your shape is still here. Your beauty is still yours. You just needed a blouse gentle enough and wise enough to see it, not to hide flaws, but to revive memory, to reconnect with that version of you, the confident, tender, expressive woman you were at 35. And if someone ever asks, "How does that blouse make you feel?" you might smile softly and say, "It fits. Not just my body, but me." For the structured white blouse. No one ever said a white blouse could make you stand out. But then, you slip into the right one, and suddenly the mirror feels different. Not because it's flashy, but because it's intentional. A slight puff at the sleeve, an unexpected asymmetrical hem, a neckline with just enough detail to catch the light and hold it. These are the whispers of design that light you up without ever having to explain why. A structured white blouse with a twist isn't about corporate crisp. It's what happens when simplicity is carefully considered. And that's why it carries a presence. Forget the stiff, forgettable office button-down. What you want now is a white blouse with intelligence. Not loud, not boring, just thoughtfully edited. Soft volume at the shoulder to create gentle movement. An unusual neckline that leads the eye up toward your face. A hem that doesn't sit straight, but flows so that when you walk, the blouse glides instead of drapes. When you wear the right white blouse, your face lights up in a way foundation never could. The fabric reflects softly onto your cheeks, your neck, your collarbone, as if you're standing beneath your own private glow. And that feeling? Delicate, but powerful. You don't need bold accessories. Maybe just a pair of pearl earrings, a silk scarf tied loosely, or nothing at all, just the collar left gently open, so light and breeze can do their part. Fabric is everything, because white, while beautiful, can also betray you if it's wrong. The wrong material will wrinkle, pull, and expose every line. Choose well. Cotton poplin, cotton satin, viscose blends, fabrics that hold their shape but still breathe. White doesn't need to be blinding. It just needs to illuminate you in all the right places. You can wear a white blouse with anything. Faded jeans, midi skirts, A-line hems, or layered under a light vest in early fall. And the beauty. No matter what you pair it with, the blouse keeps its elegance. It never chases trends. It simply frames you like a perfect sentence around the truth of who you are. So the next time you find yourself standing in front of your closet, unsure of what to wear, reach for the white blouse with a twist. Not because it's safe, but because it's wise. Because sometimes it's the quietest outfit in the room. That belongs to the woman with the clearest sense of self. And maybe that's what we start to crave as we age, not more things, but fewer things that mean more. This blouse is that. Not trendy, but commanding. It doesn't make you look fashionable. It makes you look like the kind of woman others lean in to hear from. And if this white blouse says, "I'm here, simple but never invisible," then the next blouse, will do the opposite. Not by shining, but by embracing, in a softness so comforting, no one wants to look away. Because next we enter the space of a blouse that feels like a warm hug on your skin. Yet somehow it makes you look like you're glowing from within. 5. The soft knit sweater blouse. There are days you don't want to be the center of attention. You're not dressing for anyone. You just want to feel full, graceful, seen, in the gentlest way possible. That's where the soft knit blouse comes in. Not the heavy, bulky kind, but the light, barely there version that kisses your skin without ever gripping it. This isn't a blouse that declares anything. It's one that feels something. It reminds you quietly you are still living, slowly, sweetly, and beautifully, with nothing left to prove. It might be the quietest piece in your wardrobe, but it holds a kind of richness, a kind of calm sophistication that says, you're exactly where you're meant to be. The lightweight knit drapes just enough. It doesn't wrinkle. It doesn't cling like a t-shirt. And it doesn't drown you like thick winter sweaters. It simply glides over your body, as if it knows you want to feel at ease but never lose your elegance. The neckline. Soft scoop or boat. Sleeves, mid-length or long. Little details, like a row of pearl buttons, a delicate ribbed texture, or a hem that tapers ever so slightly, turn a simple top into a quiet signature of grown-up taste. And the colors. Try soft taupe, dusty lavender, rosewood, light mocha. Not too bright, not too dark, just enough to lay on your skin like a veil of morning mist. Now stand in front of the mirror, wearing nothing but this knit blouse. No makeup, no earrings, no hair fixing. And just notice how right you still look, because this blouse doesn't need you to complete it. It just asks you to be there. And sometimes that kind of ease is what makes you glow the most. So instead of another t-shirt, try this. You'll notice something shift. When you wear something with thought, you begin to carry yourself like a woman who lives with thought. Not rushed, not careless, but no longer bending to someone else's image of who you should be. Because after 60, beauty isn't in the statement pieces. It's in the pieces that make you feel spacious, balanced, polished, but never pressed. Wear it alone, or layer it under a cropped blazer or a light scarf. Whether it's a spring afternoon, an early autumn night, or a quiet morning with coffee and a window view, it fits. If satin makes you shine, if linen helps you breathe, if the wrap blouse redefines your shape and the white blouse defines your presence, then the knit blouse, it reminds you of something else entirely, what it feels like to be cherished by yourself. Because sometimes what makes you look expensive isn't the cut, it's how you feel inside the clothes you wear. And if this blouse is the soft hug of a peaceful morning, then what's next will be something entirely unexpected. No more structure, no more quiet, just movement, like a breeze brushing your shoulders. Get ready. You're about to meet the blouse with a boho soul. Free, romantic, and wholly your own. 6. The boho-inspired peasant blouse. There's nothing more feminine than a well-made peasant blouse. Not the flashy, fringe-heavy floral kind you wore in your 20s, but a mature boho, soft, grounded, and free like a deep breath on a golden afternoon. You walk, and the hem flutters gently with the wind. You turn, and the billowed sleeves sway like waves. You smile, and it's as if the blouse smiles back, swirling around you with a quiet kind of joy. The peasant blouse doesn't cling, doesn't stiffen, doesn't hold anything too tightly. And that is exactly what makes it highlight the most delicate part of you, ease, done with intention. The fabric carries the entire soul of this blouse. Think soft cotton, lightweight rayon, cool, breathable viscose, not thick, not heavy, never suffocating. The fibers move with you. They breathe with you. They honor your body without demanding anything from it. Color, this is where you tell your story, but in whispers, not declarations. Look for hues with emotional depth, dusty mauve, cinnamon, antique white, sage green, not trendy, not seasonal, just timeless shades that linger in someone's mind long after you've walked away. What's most powerful about the peasant blouse isn't the cut. It's the feeling it stirs inside you. You don't have to dress age appropriately. You don't have to try to look younger. You just show up, exactly as you are. With every line on your face, a chapter lived. Every vein on your hand is a map of love and loss. And every step is a quiet anthem of someone who has chosen freedom over perfection. Have you ever worn something that made you feel like you came home, not to your past, but to yourself? This blouse does that. Without fanfare, without flash, it doesn't make you look like anyone else. Which is precisely why you stand out when you wear it. Pair it with wide-leg white pants, a soft meaty skirt, or even faded denim. Add a long pendant, silver earrings. No more, because the blouse already says the rest. I don't need to be seen. I just need to be me in quiet clarity. And maybe by now you've realized these 6 blouses aren't just clothing. They're 6 ways of walking out into the world while still staying firmly inside yourself. The peasant blouse is the one you reach for on days when you have nothing to prove. You just want to feel, I am soft, I am whole, and I don't have to try hard to be loved. Because if every blouse is a piece of the puzzle, then you, the chooser, the wearer, the woman moving through every moment in them, You are the full picture of mature beauty. And now, we arrive at the final truth, the thread tying it all together. You haven't just seen 6 blouse styles. You've seen 6 ways to come home to yourself, not by chasing youth, but by shining from where you stand right now. No surgery, no trends, no copies, because the right blouse chosen with intention isn't about fashion anymore. It's about how you enter the room, without apology, without disguise, without regret. A great blouse doesn't make you blend in. It makes you present, calm, clear, radiant. And if any of these styles made you pause even for a second, made you whisper, "Yes, that's me," leave a comment. Because that moment, when you begin to see yourself again, is the same moment the world starts seeing you differently too. You don't need to look like anyone else out there. You just need to be gentle with the woman you are today, and that alone is beautiful. As Coco Chanel once said, elegance is when the inside is as beautiful as the outside. And sometimes, just sometimes, the right blouse is where those two meet.